Hey, I get it. We all have problems with maintaining our personal life while still trying to grow our business. Well, today is the day to start living a more balanced and fulfilling life. Now today, we'll take control over our schedules, we'll take control over our priorities, and we'll have harmony within our life so that way we can have a well-balanced life. All right, so let's talk about setting priorities, right? Oftentimes, many people who are CEOs or entrepreneurs, right? They're the visionary. Their head is in the clouds, which is excellent, right? They're big picture ideas. They communicate and network with a lot of high-level people, big on relationships, big on culture, big on emotion, big on enthusiasm. But being that they are this entrepreneur, big dreamer, they may have way too many dreams, right? To the point where they want to pursue this venture and that venture and this other venture, to the point their time is all over the place. And so as a result of them trying to take over everything, they tend to fall short in other areas of their life, especially their family. And now this video is for someone who actually wants to have great balance, meaning they don't want to just focus on business and gaining success while neglecting their family. This video is really for that person who says, you know what? I want to have it all. I do want to have a successful business and a successful family, but I'm having a hard time doing it too. And by the way, I was the same way when I first got started. As I became really ambitious, getting started into business, I devoted a lot of my time towards my business. I had real estate properties, I was doing online business, so a lot of my time and attention and focus was focused on that. Now things that relate to family, I really didn't care much about. But then as I began to grow older, I realized like, wow, I want to start a family. I do want to have a wife, I do want to have kids, I do want to spend time with my parents or with my siblings or my extended family members or friends. I do want to focus on relationships too, because at this point, they were sucking, right? Because I used to work from sun up to sundown. I might work from 6 a.m. to about 6 p.m. Not saying I woke up at 6 a.m. I wake up at 4:30, work out, do all this stuff. By 6 o'clock, I'll start working. 6 p.m. I was done working, and I would work on Saturdays as well, to the point I didn't have time. And I realized that one area of my life, especially my relationships, it was sucking. And for some of you, it might not be relationships, it may be other things like health, right? Or it might be your faith. And we're going to talk about those things in this video. So this is one thing I like to share with that entrepreneur, that business person who falls victim to shiny object syndrome, right? They want to do it all because it all looks great. They're ambitious. They want to be able to take over the world. But this is what I want to share with that person. This is you. We got to set a priority or a goal for both areas of our lives, business and personal. So you might say, okay, what do you suggest, Juan Pablo? What is one of the things I've done? Hey, what is my main goal for my business, let's say short term, within the next 12 months? If my focus is I want to relate to the small business owner, entrepreneur, online business person, and I want to help them with A, improving their business, and B, using their business profits to invest in real estate. That's it, short, sweet, simple. Now, anything else that does not line up with that goal, cut it out. So that way, if you have singular focus, it makes it easier to provide balance in other areas of your life. But if you're trying to take over everything, it's sucking up all your time and your focus to the point other areas of your life won't look so pretty. All right. Now, the other thing I want to share with you is the same thing, but for your personal. Set a chief definite aim, a goal, a priority. I'm using these terms interchangeably here for your personal life. If you say, hey, I want to be a loving father, I want to be a family person, I want to be a family man, I want to be able to take a trip with my family once a quarter, I want to be there for all the special events in their lives, whether it's a baseball game or a dance recital, whatever the case may be, set a short and simple, chief definite aim for your personal life. Short and simple meaning 1 to 2 sentences max. To the point you can just share this with someone in the elevator, like an elevator pitch. And so once you have those two goals written down and before your eyes for both your business and your personal, then things that do not line up with those chief definite aims and line up your goals, cut them out. All right, so let's get to the second thing, is the techniques. So once you define clearly what you want for your business, what you want for your personal, your goals and so forth. Then what we have to do is we have to do this. We have to take a look at your calendar. Now I get it, your head's in the clouds, your big picture. When it comes to getting in the weeds, when it comes to, normally you see the forest but you're not into the trees, but when it comes to the granular, nitty-gritty details, it's important for you or someone on your staff to help you jot down what you do on a daily basis. Everything. For your business and for your personal. So let's start for your business. Let's say you jot down all your activities, right? So you can see clearly what you do in a typical week, Monday through Sunday. Jot it all down, whether you check email at this time, or whether you look at reports at this time, where you meet with so-and-so twice a week, whether you shoot YouTube videos on a particular day and time, jot it all down. Now I get it. Oftentimes the issue is you might not have organizational skills, you just do things randomly, which we'll work on. But you want to be able to really focus and jot down every minute thing you do in your business. So that way you can clearly see what you do and when you do it and how long it takes. So after you jot everything down, then you want to determine, okay, eliminate, automate, delegate, meaning let me eliminate the tasks that shouldn't be done. And remember, the tasks that shouldn't be done are those tasks that do not line up with your business goal. Eliminate it. It's sucking up your time that you can potentially repurpose to other important arenas of your life, like your family, which we'll get into in a few moments. Okay? So the first thing you have to do is eliminate. It may be painful, but hey, eliminate anything that doesn't line up with your goal. The second thing you want to do is this, automate. Perhaps you're doing activities that do line up with your goal, but shouldn't necessarily be done by you because a piece of technology, software, an online program can do it on your behalf, right? There's tons of AI around, there's ChatGPT, there's many different sources, online sources that can automate work and transcribe what you're doing. A lot of tasks that you do more than likely can be done through a piece of technology. So the question is, why are you still doing it? And if you say you're still doing it just to save money, what's more important here, your time or your money? Those are the two most valuable resources on God's green earth. But guess what? Guess which one is more valuable? You guessed it, the time. Why? Because money can be replaced, but your time cannot. So if you have to spend that pretty penny to buy this piece of technology and you're biting your nails like, oh, I don't know if I should actually do it, hey, do it. Because that freed up time can actually be repurposed to activities with your family. It'll be well worth it, okay? Things that are important that line up with your goals, but it's not really worth your time, such as, having meetings with a client is important, or getting on the sales calls is important as well. We got to make money, maybe marketing, email marketing. Yes, these things are important, but do you actually have to be the person who pulls the trigger and do these things? Or potentially, can someone else on your team or someone else you can hire on your team do these tasks on your behalf? If so, that's the third point, delegation. For the low-wage activities that do line up with your overarching goal, but it's not worth your time to do it and you can't automate it and you can't eliminate it, delegate it. Find someone to do it. Because you might be that person who's spending 40% of your work week doing administrative work. And let's say you work Monday through Friday. That means that's 2 days a week, 40%. That can mean Monday and Tuesday is dedicated to administrative tasks. Why on earth would you spend 40% of your time on a task in which someone, let's say abroad in the Philippines, India, Colombia, Mexico, or what have you, where you can leverage the exchange rates, the currency rates at your favor, why on earth would you be doing a $5 to $7 to $12 an hour job, right? What is your time worth? Is your time worth $1,000 an hour? Is it worth $5,000 an hour? Is it worth $10,000 an hour? If so, if your time is worth that, why are you checking your email? Why are you doing these things? You shouldn't do it. So I know we talked a good amount about business. Let's do the same analysis with these techniques for your personal. So with your overarching goal, your chief definite aim in life, your goal, your main thing, your priority, you want to be able to take a look at what you do on a personal level and see if it lines up. So like you're going out clubbing, or you're going to the bar to watch the game, or even at home you're watching the game and so forth. If that doesn't line up with your goal, let's say your main goal was to spend more time, quality time with your family, right? With your spouse and with your children. But if you're doing activities that are personal and it's not lining up and your time is like really small, it's like really short, then cut that out. It's temporary, right? Until you get smart enough that you can automate more things and delegate more things, eliminate those activities, okay? If it's not lined up with your big goal. Then the second thing is you want to automate it. You might say automate it, yeah. Let's say cooking. Let's say you spend time getting in the car, driving to the grocery store, to Publix, to Whole Foods, wherever you shop at, Winn-Dixie, who cares? You're going down all the aisles, you find the food, you drive back, you take the groceries out your car, you put them in your fridge, then you take them out your fridge, you have to wash the vegetables, you have to prepare the meat or whatever, you have to cook it, then once you're done cooking, you might have to meal prep for the rest of the week, then you gotta throw the food. It's taking up so much time. You can automate that by seeing if there's a local company in your area that can do a food delivery service or do Uber Eats, right? These are things that you can do practically to automate an important aspect of your life, which is eating, right? Same thing with cleaning your place up, or the same thing with doing laundry. Many of these tasks can be automated. Like what I do, I have laundry in my community. I have a dry cleaning, in my community. I just take my dirty clothes, I put them in the blue bag that they give me, and I just hand it to them. They bring it back to the delivery room, so I get a text on my phone that I have a package below, and voila, it's my laundry. Then I don't have to focus on like washing clothes, because when you wash them, you gotta buy detergent, you gotta iron them, you gotta dry them, you gotta do all these things. It's just easier just to put it in dry clean. Sure, it might be a pretty penny, but hey, it saves me a lot in regard to my time. So take a look at the things you do personally and see what you can do to automate it. And then last, certainly not least, that we discussed with business, delegation. Unfortunately, we don't have the AI or the cyborgs or the robots that can just come in here and clean everything. So I have one of those little vacuum cleaners in which it just like goes over to the floors and sweeps up, but that's it. I don't have any piece of technology that can automate wiping countertops, cleaning out the fridge, taking out the trash, stuff like that. I'm not the Jetsons yet. I don't have my robot. But until then, I can delegate it, right? I can hire someone off TaskRabbit. I gotta have someone come in here once a week to clean up, period. From top to bottom, they gotta clean this place squeaky clean. So delegate. Now, I share with you some techniques. Now I want to get into some other practical things about balancing other important arenas of your life. So let's talk about one right now. I said earlier about my wife, right? So when we first started dating, I approached her because at times she may want to spend time with me and I'm working. As I said, I was a workaholic, or I might want to reach out to her. She's hanging out with friends. And so we will always have conflicts with our schedules. So what we did is we got together and I said, hey, let's structure like our dates and fun time. And I get it, as a result of us having busy lives and growing a family or dating or whatever, I get it that the lack of spontaneity could be a turnoff for some. Because many people like that. Ooh, you spur of the moment, let's just take a trip. Oh, that's exciting. Yes, but when you actually have a busy person over here and you're a busy person over there, it's kind of hard to do that, right? And so what I share with her is this. Hey, before we got together, you was an individual and I was an individual, meaning you had your life and I had my life. And I still want you to be an individual, meaning, how about we do this? On the first Saturday of every month, let's say between 2 and 12, because I typically work in the mornings. Like today's a Saturday, I'm spending my Saturday batching activity while my daughter is doing her dance recital. I'm shooting some content, so I have to place it myself, no distractions, right? But after 2 o'clock, when she gets back from dance recital, hey, it's time for me to relax, get back, or do whatever I want to do, right? No more work. So I'll share with her, you were an individual. So how about the first Saturday every month is your time? We'll put on the calendar, we'll share a calendar, and it'll be called me time. So whatever you want to do on the first Saturday of the month, do you, boo. If you want to get your hair done, your nails done, you want to kick it with your girlfriends, you want to say what's up with family, you want me to tag along with you to go shopping, which I'll try my best to fight tooth and nail not to do. But hey, whatever you want to do, babe, it's on you. It's me day. You can tag me along if you want, but if you just want some alone time, some friend time, cool, do you. Now the second Saturday of the month, you probably guessed it, it's me day. It's my day, right? So whatever I want to do, right? If I want to kick it with my boys, I want to go to the movies, if I just want to work extra hours, it's my prerogative, it's my day. So whatever I plan to do, I do it on that day. So that's what happens with scheduling. So if I realize, oh, there's a new movie coming out, I'm a big movie buff, I want to go take a look at this movie, I will schedule for myself or for her, or if it's like an action flick, Marvel flick, or a superhero flick, DC, I typically invite a homeboy to go along with me, and we do it on that day. Now the third Saturday of the month is Family and Friends Day. So that's when we schedule to say, hey, well, let's see if we can hang out with your parents or my parents or your friends, my friends, your other siblings, my siblings, and let's do some group event to have fun, because that's something she likes to do. That's her love language. So if you have taken that test or read the book by Gary, I think it's Chapman, the 5 Love Languages, I highly recommend it. So that's why we said on the third Saturday of the month, let's do family and friends, because she loves that. She's like that person on Saved by the Bell, you know, Bayside, where they all get together and they're having lunch or breakfast. She loves that. Not necessarily doing anything, just being together all in one group setting. She loves that. So I said, okay, let's do that one Saturday of the month, the third Saturday. And then the fourth Saturday of the month, that's our date day, right? So we get to hang out, have a great time together. And if it's the fifth Saturday of the month, we can just play it by ear and do whatever we please. So that's what I recommend. Have time management implemented into your personal life, so that way you can actually take advantage of your family, your friends, you, she being an individual, so that way it works very well in both of you guys' domain. Okay, now the next thing I want to share is this. So what about other areas of your life, Juan Pablo? What about health? Hey man, health is wealth. Oftentimes, you may not have balance in your business and your personal, mainly because you don't have the energy. You don't have the mental fortitude. I used to work for the U.S. Census Bureau, right? And we used to gather a lot of stats on the economy. We did this one survey where, let's say you had 2 people, everything's the same. Same gender, same age, same background, same nationality. Let's say they had the same education, same resume. Let's say, trying to control as many factors as possible. Let's say everything was virtually the same. No statistical difference between 2 people working at the same company in the same position. The only difference maker is that one of them works out and the other one doesn't. Guess which one makes more money? You probably guessed it, right? The person who works out. Why is that? Because that person who works out, he has way more mental fortitude. Like for instance, if you're doing let's say a yoga move, right? And it's even hard to have my balance like this. Let's say you're doing a yoga move or a stretch or whatever. You're not thinking about dry cleaning that you have to do or what's going to be for dinner in a few hours. You're focusing on the task at hand. And when you're doing strenuous work, let me try to do it on the clock. I'll do a 1-hour push-up. There we go. So if you're doing things like that, your focus is like when you have stamina and endurance in your physical body and strength in your physical body, it has a positive correlation in your mental faculties. Because oftentimes when you're not working out, you feel lethargic, and it's so weird. The more you work out, the more energy you receive. And many people say, well, I don't have the energy to work out. Trust me, you start working out on a consistent basis, you will get that energy. And plus, when you're working out and you're realizing, oh man, I'm not seeing the results that I should be receiving, mainly because of my diet, let me clean up my diet. And when you're cleaning up your diet, when you're fasting, you're drinking plenty of water, you know, always see a nutritionist, dietitian. I'm not a physical trainer or a nutritionist by any means, so always CYA. So always just consult someone, advisor who's the expert in that field to share with you what you can do to improve your health. And trust me, you will see a positive correlation, not just in your mental faculties, but also in your paycheck, okay? So I highly recommend get your health right. Now let's talk about one last arena before we wrap this up. Another arena I'd like to share with you is faith, right? Because you don't want to be that person who has family checked, business checked, but your spirituality is just missing, right? So you want to be able to have balance with your spirituality. And one of the things I do is I do this. I go to church on Sundays, or whatever your place of worship is, but I go to church on Sundays. And outside of church, they typically have something that's called Crew, where you can meet up with other members of the church based upon certain topics. It'll be like a 6-week course. So one course will be, let's say, Financial Peace University. I think it's a spinoff from Dave Ramsey's course, or it is Dave Ramsey's course. Another one they may do is Kingdom Man, in which you learn more about how to be a man in the kingdom of God and how it relates to your family. Another one could be a women's group where they talk about, I don't know, I'm not part of it, but I'm sure they talk about women's stuff, for lack of a better term. Another one may be physical. They have a Spanish group because I'm here in Miami, so there's a lot of Latinos, que paso, here in Miami, so they have one for that. So yeah, so pretty much attend a church and associate with other members of the church, but also get a daily reading. So one of the things I do is I share, not now, but in the past, I'll get started at 6 a.m. But what I do now, I still wake up at 4:30 a.m. I work out, and sometimes I do kickboxing right after the workout. So I might be in the gym from an hour to 2 hours tops. Then after that, I shower, I do my meditation, where I do visualization for about 10-15 minutes, and I'll read the Bible for about just a chapter, so that might take me about 10 minutes, and then I write affirmations, and that might take me another 10 minutes. I know that sounds a lot, but that's the reason why I wake up at 4:30, and then I officially start my work day at 8. So now I reduce my time, because once I took a look, going back to the earlier point, of everything I do and I set priorities, now I just work primarily from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So once I set those priorities, I really began to have balance, not just in my business, but my personal as well. Now remember, finding balance is not only about achieving business success, which we all can agree is important, but it's also about having success in other arenas of life. And that's what prosperity is. It's having wholeness, having success in every arena of life. All right, so make sure you earn passively, live passionately, and make sure you take the massive income you receive from your business and funnel or finance it into your passive income. As always, your success. Take care. Peace.